Good afternoon and welcome to the January 15th edition of The Pulse, our first episode of 2021. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Annabelle Watson. On this edition, we highlight two creative Manchester entrepreneurs and a local organization in Manchester that works to support residents each and every day. We have all this and much more on this week's edition of The Pulse.
The Pulse starts now.
Some of the most recognizable buildings in Manchester are the Cheney mansions on Hartford Road and Forest Street. Daisy Gonzalez wanders across the Great Lawn to profile one of these historic structures.
As you drive down Forest Street or Hartford Road, the charm of the old homes lining the streets are probably the highlight of your ride. These homes belong to the Cheney family, arguably the most powerful family in Manchester's history, building their fortune on silk and fabric exports. Built in 1904 by Charles Platt, this distinctive 5,600 square foot pink home with green shutters was owned by Clifford Cheney himself. With its original windows, herringbone floors, and old-fashioned technology still intact, this home is the smallest of the Cheney mansions.
One of the greatest things about the house is the original woodwork, and it needs a lot of work.
Yes.
But these doors here, the glass doors to all the rooms, are really just the woodwork in the house is just really
beautiful.
Really nice.
Some of the homes, such as the Charles Cheney Mansion, once a single-family home back in 1864, is now located on Airbnb for room rentals.
We had a couple that were, for their honeymoon, had flown into California, driven across the country, and ended their trip staying at our place and saying it was the most beautiful place they had seen.
This house, along with 15 others still standing today, are like a time capsule of our town's history. From Manchester High School, this has been Daisy Gonzalez reporting.
From the glamour of Manchester's past, we now focus on an MHS student bringing creativity and passion to today. Emily Madden introduces us to Megan Miazga, who amid the pandemic has started her own small online business, aptly named Made by Megan, selling handmade jewelry and clothing.
Jewelry, a simple way to express yourself. The silver and gold flooded with many different emotions or maybe even memories for whoever it belongs to. The process of creating these exquisite pieces is a part of one Manchester High School student's daily routine.
Well, I've always really been into art and crafts. Having the opportunity to be able to sell my work is really rewarding.
Made by Megan is an online business run by Megan Miazga, a junior at Manchester High School. Through the business, she aims to spread her passion for different types of art forms.
I offer to sell rings, which is my most popular, necklaces, earrings. I also crochet handmade tops as well as bags.
The time and dedication Megan puts into her handmade jewelry and bestsellers such as her customizable stamped rings does not go unnoticed.
I start with purchasing the material, obviously, and I can purchase that at Michael's or any craft store. And then I cut it to size. I stamp in the wordings that the customer chooses. I can fill it in with the black or not. Then I shape it and size it to the right size, and then I ship it out. Everything is handmade that I sell, so I feel like that already adds a personal touch. And for the packaging, I add the special thank you tags, and everything is made with love, and that's my personal touch.
Staying consistent when it comes to quality is very important to Megan.
If I mess up even a little bit on the rings, I always restart, even though it takes up material, but I still want everyone to be happy with everything. The crocheting, if I mess up stitches or if I notice that I did, even if in the beginning I have to restart, and I don't really mind. I just know that the customer will be happy with what I made.
This hard work also details in person, contactless local delivery by Megan to her customers. All of the positives straining from Made by Megan are certainly noticed by her supporters, such as Julie Lofstrom, Manchester High School junior and customer.
Bought a butterfly wire ring from Made by Megan. My product was super unique because it wasn't something you could just go to the mall and buy. I knew it was who it was made by and how they had worked hard to make that product, which I really liked. And I think it's important to support small businesses because they come up with their own ideas and they make their own products, which is super cool.
For her business, Megan sees a bright future ahead.
Eventually, I know I want to expand it and make a website for it. I feel personally very confident when I wear jewelry, and it's a way of expressing my style. And so bring this opportunity to other people, it makes me feel good about myself. I'm really excited to see how far this goes.
All of Megan's talents go to show how a dream can turn to reality. From Manchester High School, this has been Emily Madden reporting.
Check out all of Megan's future work. Visit her Instagram page at made.x.megan. Speaking of flourishing businesses, MHS alumnus Zach Slavin's company, Slavin Roofing, has been thriving despite the pandemic. Abdullah Barla shows us how this local business hits the nail on the head.
Harsh outcomes from COVID-19 are pushing businesses into corners, while a former MHS student founded a business that was able to flourish in these brutal conditions. The former student, Zach Slavin, founded a roofing company back in August of 2011 and has since built his foundation off of honesty, integrity, and hard work. Despite many businesses suffering from COVID-19, Zach saw it as an opportunity to push his business to continue to grow.
With homeowners being home more often, they tend to notice more issues in their house and be more proactive at getting people out to their house to be able to get work done. We noticed a high influx of calls, far more than the usual, and our business is growing, but I do think that has a lot to do with COVID the past year.
Zach wasn't the only one who visualized the opportunities. His workers, such as Matt McKenna, were grateful to be able to sustain during these times.
Have kept going, even more so, got a little more work with people being home, looking at their projects that need to be done, and we've been steady throughout. We've been pretty fortunate to do so.
Business had always been a dream of Zach's, and for Zach to be where he is now is like a dream come true.
The biggest thing to me was to be the creator of my own destiny, and I always wanted to be my own boss. I knew that when I worked for the first person I worked for that I wanted to learn and end up being my own boss.
Even through the COVID outbreak, Zach Slavin's roofing company has prospered during this time. From Manchester High School, this has been Abdul Barlish reporting.
It's great to see Manchester students, both past and present, succeeding. Success can come in many different forms, and Mark Inc. is a Manchester organization that helps residents with intellectual and developmental disabilities with the tools to lead independent lives. Jared Lindstrom spotlights their exceptional and meaningful work.
Although the pandemic may have shuttered many doors, Mark Inc. has been a beacon of light, creating opportunities for individuals with disabilities to be engaged with their community. Steven, who's been a part of the Mark community for the past 5 years, works at Bob's Discount Furniture.
Sometimes help me a lot. Mark helps me to get a job here.
Steven feels empowered by having a stake in his future through employment. He's grateful for the independence that Mark gives him and credits the organization with giving him a chance.
That would help me raise money.
Bob's has partnered with Mark for the last 25 years and has reaped the rewards of this collaboration. Matt Linelli, a manager at Bob's, understands the value of employees like Steven.
Which is nice, but they kind of just brighten up the day. They always have a great attitude. They're always happy, and the store looks great.
Beth Heller also serves out on a job crew in the community, delivering magazines with Hudson News distributors. She's grateful for receiving a chance to seize control of her future,
so that I can start living on my own and be independent.
However, Mark's reach extends far beyond employment services. Mark has continued to provide an intriguing lineup of digital programming, from dances to cooking classes, that have kept people served, engaged, and connected. Beth is one of the many people served who embrace additional enrichment opportunities.
I love doing the dances, the theater, the talent show. I love doing stuff like that. I like helping out.
Beth has also been instrumental in co-facilitating a virtual platform where people can engage in discussion. Mark is a tight-knit community. Spencer relays how dear to his heart the organization is, saying,
like a family.
Mark continues to help individuals like Beth, Stephen, and Spencer find their place within the community. From Manchester High School, this has been Jared Lindstrom reporting.
Mark Inc. certainly provides members of our community with amazing opportunities. You can learn more about Mark's mission by visiting their website at markct.org. Mark isn't the only nonprofit working tirelessly to improve Manchester. Alec Byros brings us to Main Street, to the home of Mac Food Pantry, to learn about a new initiative meant to ease the suffering during the pandemic.
Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, many families have been placed in tough circumstances that require them to get help from their communities. Fortunately, Mac Food Pantry is here to help with the grabbed lunch option every day. Mac Community Kitchen in Manchester has been giving back to the community every day from 11:30 to 12:45 with the new grab lunch option.
We hand out about 60 to 100 bags or more every day.
You may ask, where exactly does the food for the bags come from?
The food from the bags comes from a company called PFG that we order from every week. He varies the menu, makes it so that we have a good meal.
It's thanks to the volunteers and head chef Ferdinand Cruz that these bags get prepared in an organized fashion.
We have a collection of volunteers. They volunteer about 6 days a week. It's a different group every day.
But what exactly does one of these bags consist of?
Each bag has a sandwich, a salad, a bag of chips, a dessert, and a fresh fruit.
At 11:30, more volunteers come to set up the bagged lunches and then begin distributing the meals.
How you doing today? There's a lunch and a drink for you.
Along with these giving actions come many emotions.
It makes me feel very sad to see the number of families we have in need, but it also makes me feel good that we are able to feed them and at least ensure that they have one good balanced meal a day.
It is great to see what can happen when a community truly comes together.
Thanks to MAC and all of its volunteers, families and individuals from Manchester and towns adjacent don't have to worry about where they're going to find their next meal. From Manchester High School, this has been Alec Byros reporting.
It's great to see so many organizations in Manchester giving back. It's no secret that we have much more time on our hands these days. Many teens use this time to browse social media websites like Instagram, Twitter, and of course, TikTok. Galiza Fuentes charts whether this tech revolution is worth your time.
Social media has been such an impact for multiple generations, especially what we refer to as Generation Z. The internet has so many platforms that provide things like news, shopping options, communication, or maybe just a simple laugh. But how important is it to actually be able to stay away from the screen? TikTok influencer Ben Estrick speaks about how he finds balance between social media and other activities within his life.
Sometimes it's I'm like really motivated and I want to be on, I want to be posting, I want to keep up, but then sometimes it gets too stressful to the point where it's like, oh, my views are down because, I'm on TikTok. So view numbers and stuff like that. While you don't want to let it really impact you, sometimes it just naturally gets to you. So time away, like taking a few days off or taking a week off and focusing more on things in my real life, it's really important to me because it shows that I can handle being away from the screen, and it kind of helps the easy addiction aspect because social media apps such as TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram get really addicting really fast. So it's really important.
Being able to find that almost perfect balance of online and offline is so important for reducing things like constant stress, helping you focus more, and helping reduce constant eye strain. Getting up and getting out is so important, especially during these times where it seems like all you can do is lounge around on your phone and scroll. Trying new and fun activities is as simple as turning off those screens and turning on those imaginations. From Manchester High School, this has been Glyza Fuentes reporting.
That's all the time we have for you today. Join us next week for more stories about the Manchester community. If you have any story ideas you think should be included in our program, email Mr. Larson at b11elars@mpspride.org. Please make sure to follow us on social media and check out our past work by heading to mhstelevision.com. I'm Annabelle Watson, and this has been The Pulse.